opening. The awakening, one of the most dangerous lies ever sold to humanity, is this: that billions of unique, complex souls can be neatly divided into two cages, left or right, blue or red, good or evil, and the crowd, they swallow it whole, smiling, even as chains are fastened around their wrists. They cheer for their cage. They beg for their chains, not by force, but by choice. Because distraction feels safer than silence. Division feels easier than truth. Noise feels more comfortable than facing the question, who am I outside of all this? But if you are still here, listening, it means you are different. You are not asleep. You are not blind. You are not born to be a pawn. You are born to rise. You are born to become something the system cannot predict, cannot control, cannot break. Not a victim, not a follower, but a warrior. The problem, the ghost behind the curtain, listen. The enemy they told you to hate is not your neighbor. It's not your co-worker. It's not the stranger with a different opinion. The true enemy is a ghost behind the curtain. You will never see its face. You will never hear its name. It doesn't want recognition. It doesn't need it. Its power feeds on ignorance. It thrives on noise. It whispers through a megaphone of fear, rage, and division until you believe the voice is your own. Every time you fight over illusions, it wins. Every time you hate your brother, it grows stronger. Every time you drown in noise, you bleed your strength into its machine. But here's what they don't want you to know. The ghost is not undefeatable. It loses its grip the moment you rise above the cage, the moment you step out of the script, the moment you choose to live by a code it cannot corrupt. The revelation, the code of the honorable warrior. The world does not need more sheep marching to the slaughter. It does not need more victims drowning in outrage. The world needs honorable warriors, not warriors of blind violence, but warriors of clarity, of discipline, of honor, men and women who live by a code that makes them unshakable, a code written not on paper, but in blood, in silence, in fire. This is that code. The 5 laws of the honorable warrior. The first law is vision. The greatest scam ever pulled on humanity is the belief that freedom means picking a side. 2 cages, 2 teams, 2 colors. They call it choice. They call it freedom. But it is nothing more than a polished prison. You think you are choosing, but in truth, you are being chosen. You think you are fighting, but in truth, you are entertaining the ones pulling the strings. The honorable warrior refuses the cage. He doesn't waste his life screaming at puppets on the stage. He looks up at the strings and beyond them to the hand that holds them. Because once you see the hand, the illusion shatters. And when the illusion breaks, you are no longer a pawn. You become a weapon. You become free. Law 2, silence. Master your inner world. The second law is silence. Most people today will do anything to escape silence. They scroll endlessly. They fill every moment with noise, with screens, with shallow distraction. Why? Because silence is a mirror, and they are terrified of what it shows them. But the honorable warrior is different. He does not run from silence. He seeks it. He enters the void willingly. Because in silence, the ghost loses its grip. In silence, truth whispers. In silence, you meet yourself. Without masks, without illusions. Silence is not weakness. Silence is power. It is the training ground of the mind. It is where vision sharpens, where discipline is forged, Without silence, you are tossed by every headline, every outrage, every rumor. With silence, you are unshakable, anchored, immovable. Law 3, pain. Embrace it as teacher and weapon. The third law is pain. The masses run from it. They numb it. They bury it. They medicate and distract and hide. But pain does not vanish. Pain waits, ignored. It festers into weakness, regret, despair. The honorable warrior walks straight into it, because he knows pain is not an enemy. Pain is an initiation. Kings bleed, beggars bleed. Rich and poor, strong and weak, none are spared. Pain is the great equalizer. It is the forge where weakness is burned away and steel is born. Every scar is proof that you endured what others could not. Every ache is evidence that you lived through what was meant to break you. And here's the secret. When you stop fearing pain, no one can control you with it. Strike me, cut me, burn me. Every wound only makes me sharper. Every scar makes me stronger. Pain is not my prison. Pain is my weapon. Law 4, unity. Stand together. The fourth law is unity. The enemy's greatest weapon has never been bombs or bullets. It is division. Brother against brother. Neighbor against neighbor. Families torn apart over politics. Communities shattered by labels. And all the while, the ghost feasts. But the honorable warrior refuses to be deceived. He remembers the truth. We are fingers of the same hand, roots of the same tree. To curse your brother is to curse yourself. To hate your neighbor is to poison your own blood. Unity is not softness. Unity is strength multiplied. Alone, a finger breaks. Together, the hand becomes a fist that can shatter stone. And unity is their nightmare, because it cannot be bought. It cannot be faked. It cannot be broken. Law 5, creation. Live as the dreamer of dreams. The fifth law is creation. The ghost does not fear your anger. It expects it. It manipulates it. But what it cannot cage is your imagination. Every time you create instead of consume, you declare independence. Every time you dream when they tell you to despair, you strike at the heart of the machine. The warrior is not remembered for what he destroys, but for what he builds. He turns scars into stories, pain into purpose, silence into vision. He lives as the music maker. He lives as the dreamer of dreams, because creation is rebellion and dreaming is warfare. The climax, the choice. You have heard the laws, not suggestions, not philosophies for the timid, but survival, warfare, a code eternal. See beyond the illusion. Master silence, embrace pain, protect unity, create and dream. This is the code of the honorable warrior. And now, the choice is yours. Will you return to the cage, cheering for illusions? Or will you rise, carving this code into your very soul? The time is now. The world is waiting. And the ghost behind the curtain is terrified of what happens when you remember who you are. Rise, warrior. Do not bow. Do not break. Stand and let the world remember. You lived by the code. You became unshakable. You stood